Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Vikram, and it's been quite a while since I shot a video. In fact, it's been quite a while since I reviewed a car, literally. So I'm back with a blast. We have the 2022 Brezza, that too in that beautiful red color, and we have the key over here. So without any delay, let's get started. That is the all-new Vitara Brezza. Sorry, the all-new Brezza. Vitara has somehow gone to Grand Vitara, of course, and this is the key of the car. I'd like to thank SB Motors for giving me this car for review. Coming to the front aspect of the car, we have projector setup, which is rectangular, and below which we have LED DRL, which is beautiful, and even the indicator is an LED. And over here we have fog lamp, which is LED again. Actually, I was about to say halogen, but then I realized it's an LED. And this car has got lot of features. You know, front parking sensors in this segment is kind of revolutionary, which is a very nice thing indeed. And lower half of the car, or rather lower half of the bumper, is blackened out in order to reduce the visual bulk again. And coming to the side aspect of the car, it reminds me of the Jeep Renegade somehow. You know, opinions are polarizing, right? I don't know about you people, but that's the case with me. Coming to the wheel of the car, it's got 215/60R16. The previous gen Brezza used to come with 15-inch wheels, if I'm not wrong. And the wheel arch is kind of boxy, which is SUV-ish again. Lot of SUV bits in this car, and it looks kind of rugged compared to the previous gen Brezza. And we have a black colored body cladding over the lower half of the side aspect of the car. In fact, that black cladding runs around the car in order to reduce the visual bulk. We have black rear view mirrors with 360 parking camera, and unlike other cars of this segment, the resolution of the cameras is very nice indeed. I'll show you that once we get into the car. Over here we have request sensor on both the front doors, which is a very nice thing again. And the rear tire size happens to be the same 215/60R16, and we don't have discs in the rear. That is a miss. But you know, this is not a car which produces too much power, so that is not a big problem as such. Coming to the rear aspect of the car, it is totally revised again. The lights are nice, you know. In fact, the tail lamps look beautiful. Coming to the boot, I'll open the boot and show you people. I just switched it into the wide angle so that the view will be clear. I'll open the boot. The boot size remains the same, 328 liters or something, but it is big enough. And we have a 60/40 split for the rear seats, which is a very nice thing indeed in order to increase the boot carrying capacity. And one more feature, we have request sensor on the tailgate as well, which is a very nice thing. And this is the reverse parking camera of the car, and reverse parking sensors are placed over the bumper. And we have that scuff plate sort of treatment, which is definitely for aesthetic purposes. And reflector position has been revised, which looks beautiful again. We have a big quarter glass now. The rear quarter glass is big compared to the previous gen Brezza. And let me quickly open the door. Doors open wide enough, as you can see, and there is this kind of dual tone treatment on the doors. Door pocket is big enough to hold a 1-liter bottle. And coming to the interior feels definitely premium, but all black? No, not all black like the previous Brezza. We have light colored roof and black colored lower interiors. We have a handrest with twin cup holders, definitely a very good thing. 60/40 split for the rear seats, that's my camera bag. And unlike the previous gen Brezza, this has got rear AC vents and USB type A and USB type C charging sockets, which is a very good thing indeed. As you can see, the knee room is totally fine, and the headroom, pardon me, I'm too much sweating, but headroom as well is more than adequate for someone of my height. So, and door shuts with a proper thud sort of sound, which is a very good thing indeed. In fact, the quality feels very nice. So I'll just get into the driving seat of the car and show you guys some interior bits. First things first, this is something which we've been seeing in Maruti cars for more than 10 years already. And front door pocket is big enough. You can slot in a liter bottle and lot more stuff over here. Car's kind of dirty, pardon me for that. And this, actually there's another miss over here. It doesn't get a electric adjust for driver's seat, but that's totally fine. Over here we have buttons. This is for the HUD, that is heads up display. This is the brightness of the instrument cluster. This is traction control button. This is driver's rear view monitor, and this is the start stop system, automatic start stop system, which is associated with that mild hybrid technology. So I'll show you the interior of the car. So coming to the interior of the car, we have lot of features. First things first, this 10.25-inch instrument cluster has got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and this is the driver's rear view monitor, which is a very nice thing indeed. And as you can see, the resolution is excellent. I'll show you the rear view monitor as well. Yeah, that is how it is. And we have 360-degree parking cameras. And whenever I get into reverse, this is how it is. The resolution is excellent, and guidelines are not just adaptive, but we even have this, you know, side blind spot assist or something of that sort, which is again a very nice thing indeed. It's got huge amount of features, auto dimming inside rear view mirror, of course, and sunglass holder, definitely, touch sensitive lights. This console is exactly same in the previous gen Brezza as well. This is my all-time favorite feature. It's got sunroof, and this is pretty much the first Maruti car ever to get a sunroof. I know you can sound a lot of excitement in my voice, but for obvious reasons, you know. And this is for the rear parking sensors, even the front parking sensors. It shows you the distance between the obstacle and the car. And this is for the heads-up display. And in terms of practicality and storage, this car tops the list. It's got huge glove box with cooling function, and we have a wireless charging pad over here, and this is an automatic. It's got 6-speed torque converter gearbox. Over here we have a manual handbrake, and under this as well we have storage, so it has lot of storage spaces. Coming to this infotainment system, as I said earlier, this has got lot of information, and it's got a lot of features like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, driver's rear view monitor, offline navigation as well. I forgot to mention about the car's audio system. Unlike the rivals, it doesn't have these fancy Harman Kardons or Bose audio systems, but it's got an Acme's audio module with 8 speakers, 4 tweeters and 4 proper speakers, and they get the job done pretty well. So guys, this is pretty much about the interior and exterior of the 2022 Brezza. Let's quickly get driving and let's experience the K15C motor. It's kind of revised is what Maruti people says. So let's test it. So guys, I'm currently sitting in the 2022 Brezza Automatic. We are all set to go into drive mode. Foot off the brake and off we go. I'm not going to launch this car because I have already shot a reel by launching this car. If you want to know how this car launches, check out my Instagram page. Link is over here, rather my ID is over here. So first impressions, this car is extremely smooth. This is what exactly I said when I drove the manual Brezza. So, you know, this being a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder petrol engine, it is extremely smooth. And coming to the suspension, this car has got a very soft suspension. I drove it on worst of roads. It literally glides through those worst patches. And that is exactly what we want while driving on Indian roads. You know, most of the Indian roads were kind of bumpy, so this is exactly what we expect from a car. In fact, a car which is kind of giving you SUV vibes. You know, and coming to the steering wheel, the wheel as well is very light indeed. I know it's not something which has a lot of feel and feedback once you get onto highways or once you get driving it fast, but this is what you'll definitely enjoy in city because it is extremely light and it is extremely joy to use. And one more thing, this car has got paddle shifters. This is a 6-speed automatic. This is a 6-speed torque converter gearbox. Unlike the previous gen Brezza Automatic where we used to get a 4-speed torque converter, which is an extreme gas guzzler. But this car, that is not the case over here because this is returning quite decent figures. Now I'm getting 12, that is because I'm driving it a bit aggressively. But if you drive it sanely, it would definitely return you good numbers. ARAI claimed figures 20.5 for manual and 19.5 for automatic, which is a very decent number because it's a petrol automatic and it's got a 1.5 liter engine. That brings us to the performance of the car. This car, as I said earlier, it's got a 4-cylinder engine, unlike its rivals which have 1 liter 3 cylinders. That is why this is extremely smooth compared to its rivals, which are of course the Kia Sonet and the Hyundai Venue. But they are performance oriented. This engine is all about comfort, smoothness and efficiency. As I said already, it returns good numbers. Overtaking and doing decent speeds is not at all an issue. You can definitely take this onto the highway, but it is not something which puts a smile on your face for sure. This is a car which is meant to drive in the city. And the main thing about this car which I wanted to talk about is its features. It's loaded. It's totally loaded. It's got a sunroof, which I have shown you while doing the walk around of the video. Sunroof in a Maruti car, that is something which I never expected, and this is the very first Maruti car to get a sunroof, which is a very good thing indeed. And coming to other features, this has got a 10.25-inch infotainment system, which has got a beautiful driver's rear view monitor, if you can see that right now. Yeah, that I just need to adjust that, but I might have already shown you while doing the walk around. And it's got heads-up display, which is very convenient because you just don't have to take your eyes off from the windscreen while driving, which is not at all distracting as such. Usually people have this perception that HUDs are distracting, but that is not at all the case over here. And this car has got a start-stop system, which is not at all intuitive. Like few other cars, like what we have seen in the XL6, it stops the car in stop-go traffic and all, but that is not at all the case over here. It is very well calibrated, the start-stop system is, and it is something which gives us very nice efficiency. Coming to the engine of the car, power output happens to be somewhere in between 100 to 105 bhp, and the torque output is 137 Newton meters. I know the numbers are not too high, but as I already said, this is not a performance oriented car. It's all about comfort, smoothness, efficiency, whatnot. Features, it definitely has ample amount of features. Comfort is very nice. And coming to the gearbox of the car, this being a torque converter, I love it. You know, usually I just don't like torque converter gearbox, but this gearbox is very well calibrated and it's a joy to use. Coming to the paddle shifters of the car, unlike few other cars in which the car itself does the upshift in manual mode, if the gearbox is in manual mode, this is not like that. It won't upshift whatsoever until 5,500 RPM. Yes, the red line is 5,500 RPM. As you can see, whenever you want to do a quick overtake, it's not a problem whatsoever. The engine as well is very tractable, and you can see there's a decent amount of body roll. That is because of the soft suspension, and as I said earlier, the suspension is very soft. That comes with you know, its own disadvantages. While doing higher speeds, there's this bounciness to the car, which is kind of uncomfortable on highways, and it's definitely an easy task to tool the steering wheel because it's very light indeed. So a short briefing about the car. Engine is quite tractable, suspension is very well tuned, gearbox is extremely well calibrated and tractable as well, paddle shifters work seamlessly, and the infotainment is a joy to use. And coming to the tech, we usually have this misperception that tech stuff is kind of distracting, but that is not at all the case over here because start-stop system is very well tuned, that it works very smartly. Coming to the HUD, it is not at all distracting. Every tech stuff, and we have front and rear parking sensors, 360 parking cameras, which makes the driving very easy. And it's got its dose of disadvantages as well, which include the bounciness in higher speeds, and there is not that immediate pace whenever you floor the throttle. It takes its own sweet time to pick up the pace. You know, that is not much of an issue because people who are gonna buy this car won't rev it till the peaks whatsoever, because this is gonna be a city car for sure for most of the people. So basically this is how the start-stop system works. My foot is on the brake. This is an automatic, so my leg is on the brake. We are at a signal and the engine turns off. Once I lift my foot off the brake, it again turns on. That too in a very smooth manner that you won't even realize that the engine has turned off, or whenever the engine turns on again, you just won't realize whatsoever. And this car is a hybrid. It's got a secondary battery under the co-passenger seat, which helps you in a couple of ways. This start-stop system is entirely based on the secondary battery or the hybrid system. And this has got kind of regenerative braking. Whenever you're braking the car, that secondary battery charges itself, and there are moments where it draws the power from the battery as well. The moment when the engine is igniting and the moment when you kind of throttle the car, it draws some amount of energy from the secondary battery, some amount of power from the secondary battery, and that is how it improves the efficiency. All this tech comes together and improves the efficiency of the car. Coming to the safety features of the car, we've got everything. This particular variant, the top variant, has got 6 freaking airbags, and it's got ABS, EBD, traction control, everything. Unlike other Maruti cars, this is not at all unsafe whatsoever. This is a very safe car. So coming to the price of the car, is it really worth 17 lakhs? This particular car which I'm driving, the top variant automatic, is somewhere in between 17 to 17.5 lakhs depending on the city you're in. The on-road prices vary. It is 17 lakh 10,000 over here, but whatever. Is it really worth it? No, for the amount of features it has and for the amount of comfort it offers, it kind of is worth it. But for that price you can get cars which are a segment higher to this. On that front, it's kind of overpricey. So let me know your take on the 2022 Brezza from the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video real soon. Until then, this is Vikram signing off.